As soon as I walked up to him, the first thing he said was, "I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Why are you apologizing?" He's like, "It was supposed to be your night. It was supposed to be you and Amy and Regina. Y'all were doing such a great job. I'm so sorry. This is now going to be about this."
And another wild video just resurfaced. Before you lose your head, get all crazy and toss your hands up. This anti-violence PSA that Will filmed in 1992 is going viral. Just think. The person that uses the head can always defeat the person that's just trying to use their hands. Late yesterday, the Academy announced Will has been given 15 days notice of a vote regarding his violations and sanctions and has the opportunity to provide a written response. Will's fate could be decided at the board's next meeting, April 18th. The Academy also stated Will was asked to leave the ceremony, but two sources tell ET that Will was never told point blank that he needed to leave the Oscar show. Instead, at one point, it was suggested that he should leave. This morning, Oscar winner Whoopi Goldberg, who's on the Academy's Board of Governors, speculated about the terrible optics if Will had been...
Okay, now Whoopi Goldberg, she doesn't approve of what he did. And, you know, it's just amazing how some women actually not agreeing with his wife allowed him to do. So Jada was actually out of line. She could have stopped that senseless act. Everything's become senseless. You had, you know, it was called unpresidential now. Now it's called senseless. I mean, if there's anything senseless about you, I mean, you're not thinking. So don't get in that category of senseless reaction, senseless action, senseless doing, senseless. Don't get in that. That's not a good thing. No, because you can get in something senseless and don't come out. You be, I don't know, but I don't want to go in that route. So we're going to pay close attention to what Whoopi Goldberg has to say about Will Smith.
Removed from the Dolby Theater.
They come back from break.
Yeah.
Now, if he's in some sort of state and he's struggling and you're trying to get him out the door and it's still on camera.
And I'm just thankful that our segment happened before chaos. I didn't like it. I just thought it was unfair.
I'm torn. I've known Chris for years. He's great. I've met
These are actually folks that glad they show went on before it happened. They would have left before. It's just, I mean, it's not a good thing for Will. It's just, I don't know if they're gonna take the award from him because, quote unquote, my opinion. I just was reading the sanctions to my audience, and the sanctions are real heavy. And you know, I'm just saying, I waited upon the war, senseless war with that senseless president. You know, so it's a thing as if an eye for an eye and jumped up in play now. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. But my boy Chris Rock, he showed him. I got both of my eyes and my tooths are still in my mouth, and you just done lost all your little self-respect, man. The people that actually cared for Will. Now they got to nurture his children because the children can feel the difference too. They can feel the fans, how they, whoa. And they sitting up there, sitting somewhere, oh, whoa, daddy. Not what you doing. But they can't. I don't guess I don't reckon, quote unquote, they gonna tell him anything because mommy got the say so. Mama sent them to do it. Better keep your mouth shut. Well, he get it told on point right here with Big Baby on the Pink Talk Show. So we're gonna go back to the fans that and some of the people that's actually his like co-workers. They actually on the same streamline as actors and comedians. You know, these type of people here speaking right now along behind Whoopi Goldberg stating that she doesn't like what took place.
And Will, he's great. You know, the comedian side of me wants to be with Chris.
Yeah. The comedian side wants to be with Chris.
Simple practice.
Everything goes on Chris' side. People like Chris.
Simple practice.
You know, Chris is not. he's not a guy of a dislike disposition. His position is well loved. You know, regardless of what they say he used to do in his life, he did a movie showing that. But if he did it real life, hey, oh well, he won't be the first neither the last. As long as they got the crack on earth, somebody gonna smoke it. But just saying, it's just a thing about that. Don't give Will the right to go and slap that man. No, oh no. Well, I know some crackheads with a toe wheel ass up, man. Don't do that, man. Shit. Huh? Did you think the women who be on crack thinking they still the prime queen and they the prime team? Don't fuck with them. They don't excuse them. Don't mess with them. They'll hurt you. They'll put them goons on you. But the thing about it is this here. It is what it is. Don't disrespect nobody. Don't get in no senseless act. Please don't. Because that's what it's leading to. Senseless things. Just have to stop and think. Because here come, we're going to go with Hewley. Go with Hewley and see what Hewley got to say.
I mean, speaking of marriage, since our last interview, Will Smith wrote a book. Right. And he talked about Tupac in the book. He said, I hated that I wasn't what Tupac was in the world. And I suffered a raging jealousy. I wanted Jada to look at me like that. I suffered.
Wow. So now the thing is, you got to realize that's authentic stuff being spoken about Tupac in Will's book, and Will had a highly jealousy of the mannerism that Tupac held. He held more mannerism than he could ever have. Tupac wouldn't have handled that like that. You understand? He would have waited. He waited till after the deal. He's going down. It went down. If you heard me. And then before it took place, he know he always cranking on my wife. He would have told him in the back. And look, don't fuck him out. Don't fuck with Jada tonight. That's over with. Off limits tonight. I'm telling you. I mean, because after you gotta look for me. Once it's over, I'm gonna crack you. I'm telling you. And that's how he would have handled it. But Will did a senseless move. That's not him. He ain't about that life. So Jada trying to make him be who he can't be. He gonna wind up getting killed like the boy in the movies that she done played in. All her lovers get killed. Quote unquote, that's just movies, but hey, don't do that, Will, to the wrong one. You might not walk back to the seat by her. Shit. The thing is, it's just too detrimental, and there ain't nothing senseless about that. That's life when you go too far off. You think you throw when you gonna get thrown off. Mess with the wrong one. But here we go back to Huey.
Their relationship is so, I don't know, just you scratch your head. Because it almost seems like something bad happened between them, and she's going to publicly embarrass him over and over again until whatever's fulfilled in her heart.
I can tell you this. I've made so many horrible mistakes in my relationship. I'm in no position to talk, but I will say this.
Okay.
You're not fearing to tell my business on TV all the fucking time. I want to go on the red table. Hey, bitch, you better talk this kitchen table. You think we living this good because those set it off residuals? You think they making Nurse Hawthorne too?
Jason's lyric.
Right, they ain't doing that again. And Tupac is dead. Yes. So at a certain point, I think the grace that we generally extend to anybody else outside of our partners, we have a hard time extending to them. And there's a certain amount of grace you need to have with somebody who you taking vows to. There's a certain amount of grace you used to have. And that seems decidedly ungraceful to me.
Right.
It's not
the entanglement.
I'm like,
August Alsina.
I'm not. There's a certain amount of like, even if you can lie to protect too, right? Like,
yeah,
of course.
I've done lots of that.
But if you just fuck it, I'm in no position to speak about somebody else's dynamic. I will say this again. There is a certain amount of grace you need to have with somebody that you've decided to marry and stay with and be intimate with. And there are things you can't unsee. And things you need to give people grace. And if you don't, you can be honest but not brutal. Brutal and honesty don't go together. We put them in the same sentence. But now all of a sudden, you really emphasize the brutal honesty part.
Well, I also feel that your personal relationships should be protected. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why I've never specifically spoken about my personal relationships, because I feel they should be protected, and I feel that they shouldn't be used as promo or a revenue source or clout or whatever else you call it, because all that shit doesn't matter. Because at some point the lights will get turned off, the cameras will dim, and you have to still live with that person. Yes. You still have to relate to that person. So why put it all out there and use it as material and use it to advance your career and use it for other people's entertainment? Because they're going to go on to something else the next day. As exciting as the entanglement was that week, no one gave a shit a week later, but Will still got to live with that shit. You see the comments.
You have to have a certain amount of grace with the person that you're intimate with. A certain amount of grace. And I can't say where the line is for a lot of people. Like, I tend to say things out loud because I don't want somebody else to come up and be saying I said something. I'll tell you, goddammit, this would happen.
Yeah.
Because, and so when you've lived your life a certain way, and it started out a certain way, like, you got to kind of finish it that way. But I think, I don't understand what the need. I just think you have to have a certain amount of grace for people, a certain amount of empathy.
Too many people don't know about this diabetes breakthrough. A new discovery is reversing diabetes and perfectly balancing blood sugar in men and women over 50 within weeks.
You gotta have a certain amount of empathy, meaning you gotta have a certain amount of meaning that you gotta know when.
It was a great night tonight.
To do the things you do.
Stand up for his wife, which we don't see.
Okay, here we go now. Here we got another lady, and she's a ratchet. She's a quote unquote a ratchet, and she has her opinion, but at the same time, I don't disrespect no woman, but she one of them chicks, and she bout it. If you say something out of the way, she gonna snap. So there you go. That's about a Jada Pickett style woman right there, and I'm gonna let you hear it on ET.
See that much anymore. That made me have hope. How about you?
How did
you feel about it?
I wanted your opinion on it because you're a comedian, and so it was that thing where was that joke too far? How did you feel about what Will did? Because you are someone who's done comedy, and yet, like you just said, you saw a man defending his wife.
Yeah. I want to know how you felt about it. Would you want your husband to do that for you if you was clearly hurt? I mean, they put her face up on the screen. He looked over at his wife. She was hurt. What would you want?
I would want him to defend me. The thing that made me sad was this was a big night for Will, and then you saw that emotion for him, and it was like, God, it's just I don't think I've still processed how this night went.
You got to know the time frame. It's a win. It's always a time for everything. And that time, that night, that happened was not the time. That was not the time. He only not abandoned himself. He abandoned his whole career. It's like saying F to you. He know he wasn't supposed to go up there, so he's saying F to his career. Fuck it. I gotta do this because before I didn't do it, and she keep looking at me and throwing up Tupac in my face when I get home. You ain't nothing like Tupac. I wish he was still living. Oh, quote unquote, my opinion now. Y'all don't get me don't misinterpret what's going down. It's just the way it's being broadcasted across the stream, because that's what everybody's using. From Hughley to this scene here to the scene before. It's about that level of in the book with him writing about him and Tupac not being the same. He's so jealous of how Tupac could stand up and look at a person. They wouldn't even do the things that being done to him. Understand me, quote unquote. If you ain't got the full depth of the man like that, you got to know what type of woman to marry. You married the wrong woman. Understand me. Where you think you saw her at? She was in ghetto, doing ghetto movies. Thugging. That's what she do. You ain't got it in your life. That ain't that. You ain't about that. So that's my opinion on Will. You heard me, quote unquote. Boom. He wrote it. It's in the book. It's his book. He writing about his life, dealing with comparing to another man that had his wife. It ain't my fault, but the blueprint is out. Let's peep it out the scene and head on ET, because it's going down quite naturally.
Well, I just know she better take care of business when they get home. Because I know I would. If my man did that for
Like I say, all that was behind him not getting a piece of toot. You heard me. If you don't give it to me today or next week, they got 3 more weeks. I can wait, bruh, because I know you obligated to me. Now, if you doing something that you normally do anyway, don't let the blueprint float out your mouth. You might get kicked out. Nah, you just wait, you know. So, but at the same time, you would have had that trophy in a successful way, not in a you got 1, 2, 3 women and they all in the same category of your wife with this low short cut hair looking style, and they bright skinned want to be controlling of their man, wanting him to fight for them when they already have them. What the woe up? You understand? It's the senseless things that women are trying to get their husbands to do. The senseless things that will get them, man, done with. Who? Go back to the word. I'm done with it. Don't you get done with. You got to say you done with it. I can't control you. I can't get your mind to see that you don't control my doings. I'm a man. I control my doings and I guide your doings because you my backbone. But that ain't what the women today and from the past has been doing for their man of a quote unquote black man. But as I say, we're gonna take it back to ET because she's about the fly girl. She's a fly girl, fine, sexy thing though.
me. I'm just saying. Hello.
Did you talk to either of them tonight?
Yeah, I did.
Did you tell them how you felt?
Oh, they know how I feel. Oh, they know how I feel. That's my friends. They know.
Well, you go way back with them. A good CRM system keeps
You
you
understand?
and your customers.
Sometimes your friends don't really know how you feel. Everybody, because it's a senseless thing, man. Will was feeling good in the split second. He went to who? He went to I don't know what. He went way north, way outfield somewhere, to prove a point to his wife behind things that happen every year to them, something that she want him to do to prove himself to her. And they've been married for what? I don't know, give or take, 17 years.
Almost like an emotional support animal.
It's ridiculous.
It's a girl's trip. Yeah.
Wow. Listen, family, first off, this video was quite revealing. I'm going to speak to some of the points or things that Tiffany had said, and I'm going to give my perspective on it, okay? But first, I'm going to start the video over because I saw some things that I want to, tap into.
Elaborate on. That's no problem.
It's a success. It was a great night tonight.
Okay, what did
First of all, I seen a man stand up for his wife, which we don't see that much anymore.
Well, if that's called standing up, that was actually laying down. He laid down. He didn't stand up, man. A stand up man would be the one that not do the fiscal cup to no man. You wouldn't do that, man. She's living in a project mind mentality, ghetto-ish. You know, that's where she's living at, and that's not the life that Will betray. Will is a different type of guy. He has a whole different caliber, you know, about himself. And Jada brought out the wrong caliber, and he went out bad on his own, dealing with how he handled that situation. You know, and that's not of a good good deal. But the thing is that if Jada, is sick, I mean, she should have stayed home or had on a cap or a hat, And the thing about it is, Will should have told her that, who on the mic tonight, Chris Rock. You know how he rock. You know he gonna bring you into the light. And I just wish that you would either cover your veil or something, just because he gonna say something, and I mean, it's nothing I can do at that moment, baby. We can't go in there looking for me to go and fist a cup. That's what Will should have been explaining to his wife. But sound like he is one of those timid husbands where if she say vip, he supposed to say vop. You understand what I'm saying? If she say jump, he's supposed to say ha ha. You understand? And hey, that's how them ghetto women who I'm coming up as a child. I done heard them ghetto women telling them men, you want some of this, you gonna have to you come and go and get ready to leave when I say leave, and whoa. if I say jump, you say hi hi. And I'm like, damn, that sound like some shit that Will goes through at home. You understand? She said she want medium well. What? You want what? Medium well? Oh yeah, I thought you wanted rare. No, medium well. he gonna put it back in the skillet and get it right. He gonna get it right. That's how it go. But at the same time, that's not a thing, for the be able to have to go through in order to you to marry her. She hasn't opened up to you totally at all yet. That's something embedded and rooted in your marriage for her to have you go out like that. That man wasn't. They came over there with the mic and slapped your wife, or went and put his hand under her dress, or he talking about the top of her head, her hair. Come on, man, be real with it. Shit, you're all friends and everything, and the people that's looking. He ain't say she look ugly or nothing. He just made a little joke on her because of the hair is not there. She's still a beautiful lady, but that's her problem. She knows she's beautiful, and she knows she got you doing the wrong things to impress her. And you married to her for 18 years, and the impressing, she gonna get you in a world of trouble, Will. But, that be's not my fault. That's my opinion. And as it goes forward with it, it's like this here. We just gotta change our way of being able to solve problems. Because solving a problem physically is the worst way to do it. Mentally, it should be, because it's all mental aspects of our emotions. Once you control your emotions and put it into a form of knowledge, you can overcome it. But if you put it in the form of a physical form, the body movement, then you're liable to hurt someone, or someone gonna hurt you. And I don't need to see that happen with no one. But at the same time, I'm gonna be watching the Oscars from here on out. I ain't never watched one until the other night, and I thought I was gonna see Will get the trophy and be good with it. But he might be good with it, but I ain't good with it. If he get the trophy, I ain't good with it. But it ain't for me to be. I'm just an opinion man. That's about it. But my opinion is just like everybody else's. So the thing is that I'm glad Chris Rock didn't get his jaw broke, and he's still around.
She's scary looking.
Are you concerned about the flabby stomach? Are you concerned about back pain and incorrect posture? Introducing Sunny Posture Corrector Shake.
Oh, yo, he looked like he got bread. He looked like a younger version of the Monopoly man. You're like, Will Smith, you're not getting $1 of my money. She in the background look like, holy Snickers.
Oh my goodness. That's cold blooded.
Let me, y'all gotta see
Now Will's oldest son and his younger son and the daughter. The daughter is more like in a bad look on her, like she don't approve of it. but the sons are
on the Martin
like it's
show.
supposed to go down.
Let me quit talking about these sisters like that. Yo, listen to this apology though. You hope the Academy invites me back. Thank you. They ain't no going never.
He said he hoping the Academy invites him back. He just admitted that he know it's over. So did he think it all the way through before he went and did it? But I don't know. He looking for someone to plead his bargain or his make and tell him you're gonna be okay. They gonna let you back and this, that, and the other. I mean, all that might happen. I don't know. I'm not. I just read the sanctions to you. I put the sanctions out there online yesterday, and it is what it is. But I have no control of how they going to go about serving them. They put it out there, and I was one of the first to get it and give it to my audience. But here it is. I'm going to let you listen to this again because me and my boy are running this neck to neck right now.
I'm gonna invite you back. Yo, it is what it is, man. Yo, Reg, open them phone lines back up, man.
All right, we're gonna open up the phone lines and see what's going on. Let them come through, cause I tell you, it's just Jada Pinkett told Will after he slapped Chris Rock that she wasn't impressed because Tupac would have shot him. Ain't that a beeswax for you? You understand? That's one for you there. She gonna tell him. She tell him after it's over. All that ain't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Tupac would have told him before the whole deal, the situation, how it's gonna go down if you gonna do. Cause I know he already gonna be on point with the whole situation that he gonna bring my wife to the light. She ain't listening. I know she coming there, so now I gotta do the extra step. I gotta put him in check before he get out there on her. Let them know how the repercussions coming, cause I'm gonna get mine, and then you gonna get yours at the end of the show. That's how I go. But the deal is, Will he ain't about that life. He don't know how to check that life. That life ain't, he once did that because if Chris Rock would have went off on him, he hoped somebody help him. Get him off me. That's why he did it in front of the crowd. Other than that, you gonna do what you're doing. Hey, you ain't gotta be in front of no crowd. That's the least people you want around you when you're doing something as a crowd. But that's how they go out. They go out like that, and Chris Rock, she said Chris Rock that she wasn't impressed because Tupac would have shot him had he been living, and he talked about my head. Ain't that some stuff? Woo. I don't know what to say, but if you don't watch out, because it's going down. Diggy. They ain't playing. They are actually insane behind. It's like more like a Jerry Springer deal. Some of the women, that's been brought up, and their parents been brought up, and their grandparents been brought up, and they see, because it goes from the ancestors about how the slavery took place and how the women wasn't able to get their man to do nothing for them for us to defend them, and it rubbed off so deep down into the women to where today they still have that want to get that revenge, but they doing it to themselves, to their own race. But you don't have to do the fiscal cup. You have to come together as a people and refuse the way you've been taught to live by brutality. Because we were brutalized. We were brutalized as a people by one they call Edom, which is they call light-skinned, which is today they call white man. And, it's just a thing that people don't want to get their mind wrapped around that in order to move into that lane of knowledge to think about the senseless reactions and actions You have to think and come to a understanding within you. Don't worry about who saw what happened. Come to understanding within you that, see, like what Jesus used to say, God, forgive them, for they not know what they do. See, Jesus could have killed them all. I'm just letting you know. That's why he told God, he's telling God, God, forgive them, because they not know what they do. And if it happened to you, and what happened with Chris Rock, I can imagine the thoughts ran through his mind. Oh, Lord, he don't really know. I done tore him up. But he caught himself, and he said it on the mic a little bit, and it came out. I'll get over it. That's what he said to himself. He put himself in check before he got reckless. If you ever listen to it, you'll hear him say it. And I'm like, man, because see, at that point, that's a deep debt thing, man. Will then be kind behind his wife telling him he ain't nothing like Tupac, and he done wrote a book. He done wrote a book trying to be like Tupac. Boy, I tell you, he don't stop. He gonna catch up with Tupac, man. Don't do that. Shit, Tupac gone, and he's still trying to catch up with his mannerism, his. Oh, you can't get it, Will. That ain't you. You ain't about that life there, man. So we gonna check out some more of this good stuff right here, but you ain't about that life, Will. Let that go.
Man or woman, all the things you do not do in public or in general, and then spit on somebody or slap them in the face.
Right, you can't do that. You cannot do them two things, man, to no man. That's why I'm saying, Chris Rock. I'm looking at him at the comedy shows, and the more but the people there, the audience there, but the more I see him, the more distressed he looked. The more, but what's coming out his mouth is laughter to the people, for the people. But in him, you can see the embeddedness of whatever anger that lies in his heart, his mind. He's using his mind to fight it, because he know one thing: Will ain't about that life. That's why they ain't had Will in no New Jack City movie. Will played like a cop, man. He playing a cop movie where he the one to get the information on the people and detect the people, run after the people. That's all. He ain't never played where he going out there, going and walking in, knocking and kicking doors in to kill people. No, he ain't. That don't happen with him. That's not his type of life movie style. To the no. So, quote unquote, my thing is, it's a hard pill to swallow, Will, when you on the other side of that. But it's something when the rabbit got the gun. You understand? You better watch it, boy. I don't think Chris Rock will do nothing or have nothing done to him, but it's just a hard thing, a hard pill to swallow. But it's mental, and it's building his courage. It's building his mentality. It's building his surrounding. It's building his fan base. It's building his love that people give to him. Not that the love he got to show them. People showing love to Chris Rock. And that's the best thing of all. That's better. That's greater than money. That's greater than a doggone trophy. Is the love from people. That's one you can't build that by your hand and then sell it. No, you gotta. That's gotta be done the way it went, like it went, with him not hitting Will, with him not striking back at Will. Oh man, people coming out the woodworks. But they got some people thinking that he pity. But that's ignorance, people. You got people of substance, young people of substance that understand Chris Rock's position. Because of the way their parents raising them to understand not to do certain things. Because they have some people sitting in their living room looking at the movie, at the show with their kid, and they hold up, look now, hold up. Now see that what happened, and how Chris Rock handled that. You have to do it that way, And if you want anything to go on, you get the law and let the law handle it. Don't you do nothing like don't see what Will did. That's surprising me. And the kid gonna say, yeah, damn, I've read up on Will. He never had no jail house, none of that kind of stuff. He never went in. And the daddy said, well, I know he ain't about that life, but that's the life was drawn out him just now. Now, if the kid old enough, he gonna tell him his wife enticed him to do that, influenced him to do that, persuade him to do that. Emotions bring on aggravation and distress. So don't let your emotions take over you. You have to understand. We come up letting our conscience be our guide, but you can't do that. You got to have the understanding of if and when, where, why, and what can happen if you do something certain ways. And if you don't have that, then you're going to be senseless. You get lost. You wind up in a bad position throughout life. You never get out of the rut that you're trying to come up out of. So now that he's gotten the monies he's gotten, the trophy he's gotten, he figured he can step on the man. He can step on someone to prove a point to his wife. And Jada trying to look tall with her little short, sexy self. She trying to look tall as if he did something good. Well. All you had to do is wait until he finished, because he didn't do no more than what you would have done. Slapped him. So you should have waited till he finished, and you could have walked up there and slapped him your damn self. He didn't do nothing to Will, so he wouldn't have did nothing to you. But I ain't my call, because it ain't supposed to happen. Got Will jumping on somebody else that trying to do right in life. You want him to do wrong to that person when he don't even want to do wrong in his own life. Will, he don't want to do that. He didn't want to do that.
So he broke the man code, okay? Now this is not the first time that he has slapped somebody, okay? This is the second time. But you gonna slap Chris Rock all because, it's not justified. I would have felt more respected if, if I seen Will show the same kind of fire when they was on the red table talk and she was telling him in front of everybody, hey, yo, I'm feeling this close to August, you know what I'm saying, and our entanglement, you know what I'm saying?
Right, man, that's what he should have did it then when they was beefing and all that, real talk. We appreciate your phone call, man. Don't be no stranger. Make sure you call back whenever you feel like it.
You hear that? Now, the deal is, they was at a talk, and Jada was saying how she feel about another man. See, if she gonna disrespect you, don't care what you do, man. She don't really have no for you. She ain't got no groove for your groove no more. Your groove done been misused. It's out the window. You understand? She in the window and peeping out other men to be with. And then when she see one she won't, she talks about it in front of his face at the table on live stream. Man, so like I say, the intent, he got to move on. He need to move forward, but he holding on the strength for the kids. The man, look, please come on with this. You hold on, and she gonna get you in a senseless debt trap. You understand what I'm saying? You keep on holding on to something that don't want you. And that's not right there. But that's on him. My opinion. He ought to just pay close attention to what goes on, because if the blueprint out, they talk about it, and here it is, and they want to hear it again. He come out and told him, say they was at the table.
Don't you know what I'm saying, if I seen Will show the same kind of fire when they was on the red table talk and she was telling him, oh, in front of everybody, hey, yo, I'm feeling this close to August, you know what I'm saying, and our entanglement, you know what I'm saying?
Right, man.
Now, you see what I'm saying? He let. I mean, he ain't let her, cause she a grown woman. She can say the things she wanna say. But if she respect him, she wouldn't be saying those things, you know. But that's not my fault. That's my opinion. Is it been over? I didn't know that happened, but I mentioned it on the deal with the sanctions. That if a woman don't want you and it's over, it's over. I don't care. No matter what you try to do, no matter who you do what to wrong, the whoop. If she don't want you no more, it's over. You wasting your time. You're gonna wind up either dead or in prison trying to impress that woman. I'm trying to tell you now. So he need to renegotiate all his everything. He ain't old. He's still young. What, 49, 47? You know, he young. But the thing is, my opinion, I don't know if how old he is really though. But the thing about it is that shows right there that Jada don't want him. She just want what he gets. He's a go getter for that money because he's very intelligent and he's reaching to got to his highest peak, and I be damned he fell. She ain't gonna let him get too far out her hands. And then the thing about it, she got her show. He can't be better than her. You understand what I'm saying? Quote unquote. At the same time, that's all her trait's been to get more than him, to be better than him. He can't. If I can't have the trophy, he ain't gonna get it. If he get it, he gonna get it through a fight. And he wind up having a fight, but not for the trophy. But I mean, you know, it happened. It's just hilarious, man.
He should have did it then when they was beefing and all that. Real talk. We appreciate your phone call, man. Don't be no stranger. Make sure you call back whenever you feel like. God damn. Just get it out already. Anyway, let me cut them phone lines for a second real quick. Y'all gotta see this, man, because... Hold on. Cut that off. Yo, y'all gotta see this real fast. Because Will was talking crazy. Lick my name out your mouth. Wow, dude. Yeah. It was a G.I. Jane jump. Keep my wife's...
G.I. Jane のジョークだったんで。
Joker the Thunder.
Okay. It was dead quiet up in there.
Yeah.
Will acted a complete ass up in there. He said, "Key."
See, my thing was, I was like, where was security? You know, Will Pimp walked up and just Pimp slapped. You know, that was bad. That was down bad. You know, then Pimp walked back to the table, and you know, security. They showing security stood up, surprised, looking like, what the hell? Because you know they didn't think Will would do nothing like that. That's why they ain't really need no security up there. But be surprised who will do what. That's why you can't be doing those senseless things that you think you can get away with, and that person you do something senseless to will retaliate in a way you don't think, and there it is. Dead as a doornail, or dead as a doorbell, as they say, you know. So, I know Will should have never done that, but pop goes the weasel, shit happens.
My wife name out your mouth. So everybody up in.
You know, nah, she an actress. She's a celebrity. You mean tell me you can't say her name no more? You don't want nobody saying her name. You want your name to come out their mouth? What the hell? I don't know. You know, I don't. You heard me. You know, I'm just making a joke statement, but this shit is real. You know, put some respect on my name, take your name out my mouth with the one on. So we got to take the name out the mouth, come out now. They didn't got rid of this, put the respect on the name, but they both detrimental. You understand? They mean, but Will ain't about that life. So he in a lane he don't want to be in. He avoided that lane and he spoke it out his own mouth as a kid. You know, he did successful in it, but at the bitter end, he opened the door for Satan to come in. It's up to him to let the wrong come in and come out of him. All he had to do is turn his head and nod and put his hand like so, hold up, baby, be cool. Now ain't the time. You understand? But he gonna put his vest together. He going mighty chest Charlie. He going mighty chest Charlie. Then at the bitter end, he gonna all that damn crying like a bitch. Man, come on, man, go ahead with that shit. You know, you gonna come up there slapping a man, and they gonna try to cry like a woman. The fuck?
In there can hear him. And all Chris Rock said is, I'm going to. Chris Rock, you was a bitch.
Oh my goodness.
When
I can't. The only thing about it is, he just being cool. I'm going to. You don't know what his other thoughts are. You know, he just, giving all courtesy, making sure that he's not in the wrong, quote unquote. So there it is.
he slapped you, you should have slapped his ass back. And if y'all would have had to start fighting, then that's what y'all should have been sitting up.
See now, he ready for the Fisker Cup. It wasn't called for that. Chris Rock did the right thing. Let that pass. He'll get over it. You get over that, man. Give it a while. You'll be over that.
They're doing fighting in front of everybody. You ain't about to slap me in front of everybody. Your instinct should have kicked in immediately, like, oh, that's what we doing. That's what we doing.
Well, we're not doing anything. Chris Rock trying to figure out why he did it. And, he's thinking, and that's the thing. You have to think these days. These days is not based on what somebody do to you. Is how can you avoid doing them worse than what they did you? You understand? That's the key. Because you can do the worst to them and be the one that actually go inside, or either get electric chair behind that sensitive reaction that you've done. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. He hit you with his hand. It's not that serious. Sometimes you gotta walk away because they don't know. Like I said, Jesus said, God, forgive them, for they not know what they doing. I can take them all out right away. They just don't know. That's what he's saying. If you look at it, like Chris Rock told Will, wow, this was the greatest night of TV show on TV tonight. Meaning telling them, you ain't gonna mess it up for me. I'm the host of this show. That's what he letting them know. That he should have told his wife, hold up, baby, not right now. And right now ain't the time. You understand? I gotta get mine. You got your, I gotta get mine. My trophy coming. So she got hers. She got her show. So her talk show. She got that. Now, man, it's just not. It don't add up. It don't add up. But he making it do what it do to her favor.
Hold on, y'all. Wait 1 second. Run that back one more time. Yo, y'all gotta hear this. Yo, cut that music off. Listen to this, man. Name out your